I've spent so many evenings teetering on the edge of twilight, haunted by the relentless sensation of being watched. As dusk deepens into a bruise-colored night, I feel it. The weight of unseen eyes, the echo of footsteps that mirror my own heartbeat. At first, I convinced myself it was a trick of my jittery mind, a symptom of sleepless anxiety. But as the nights bled into one another, the presence grew undeniable. I live alone in an old apartment, its wooden floors groaning under the slightest pressure. Every creak, every whisper of wind outside my window sends shivers down my spine. I lie awake in the dark, straining to catch a glimpse of the figure I'm sure lurks just beyond the reach of light. And then, in those fleeting moments of terror, I see it. A hulking silhouette with eyes that burn with a strange, feral intelligence. At first, I thought it was an intruder, a beast stalking my every move. But the more I observed, the more I saw something disturbingly familiar in its gaze. It wasn't until I began to notice the creeping parallels between my own scattered memories and this spectral presence that a horrifying truth unfurled before me. There were nights when an unexplainable hunger would gnaw at my insides, moments when I lost control, surrendering to an instinct that felt primal and ancient. In the mirror, under the weak light of dawn, I caught fleeting reflections of something wild beneath my human veneer. A beast smoldering just beneath the surface. Slowly the pieces started coming together. The terror I felt wasn't solely because I was being hunted. I was the hunter, and also the hunted. I remember one full moon night vividly. The luminous orb cast elongated, eerie shadows across empty streets as I wandered, desperate to outrun the dread that clawed at my mind. With every step, I felt that beast within stirring, a raw, savage energy that surged through my veins. My heart pounded as if it were trying to break free from its cage, and I realized, with mounting horror, that I was both the pursuer and the pursued. I was caught in an eternal chase with a monster that I had always denied but could no longer escape. As the moon ascended to its zenith, a transformation began. I felt my body tense, my instincts awakening to a core as old as time itself. The ground beneath my feet seemed to vibrate with the rhythm of a savage heart, reminding me that I was inexorably bound to this dual existence. I struggled fiercely, trying to cling to the remnants of my humanity, but the beast was relentless. In that bitter struggle, I understood that the creature stalking me was not some external force. It was the embodiment of everything I had fought against in myself. Now, I live in a perpetual state of dread and reluctant acceptance. Every night, as darkness wraps the world in its inescapable embrace, the boundary between man and monster dissolves. I wander deserted streets, a solitary figure caught between two warring identities. I search for redemption, or perhaps a way to silence the inner call of the beast. But the truth is as unyielding as the pull of the full moon. I am both prey and predator, a walking contradiction doomed to an endless cycle of transformation and terror. There is a cruel irony in this existence. Every desperate attempt to flee from the monster only deepens the bond I share with it. The chase is eternal, a haunting reminder that the horror I so fear is not an external nightmare, but the very essence of who I am. In accepting this duality, I have come to realize that there is no escape from the truth. Under every moonlit sky, the relentless pulse of the wild beats within me, a constant reminder that I am forever trapped in this psychological labyrinth, where every shadow hides a fragment of my monstrous self. Lycanthrope, werewolf. The moonlight crept into my bedroom, and dread followed as the beast stirred within me. His fire burned through my veins like a wildfire. The impending transformation beckoned me like a lover who bestowed his grace upon me once a month. I felt the first tremors course through my body, an unease that tingled and grew with each passing moment. A sudden pressure in my chest as if something gripped my heart and squeezed. I dropped to my knees as my bones cracked and reconfigured beneath my skin. The pain was unbearable, as if my soul was being gutted. My skull split and rearranged itself, and my spinal cord stretched violently. The change was complete. I was no longer in control. A guttural howl tore from my throat as the room spun around me, my senses sharpened, my vision ablaze with newfound clarity. I could hear and see everything. I stumbled toward the window, the glass shattered beneath my powerful grasp as the moonlight poured in, bathing me in its divinity. The scent of the world outside flooded my nostrils, each aroma distinct and intoxicating. In the darkness, I prowled the streets, my senses attuned to the rhythmic beat of human hearts. I heard their panicked breaths, sensed their fear like a palpable force in the air. They were prey, and I was the apex predator, driven by an insatiable hunger that eclipsed all reason. Without a thought, I pounced upon my first victim, a lone hitchhiker, oblivious to the danger that threatened him. My razor-like claws tore through flesh, rending muscle and sinew with savage precision as the taste of blood filled my mouth. A wild, feral exhilaration surged through me, propelling me forward. My thoughts were chaotic, a mixture of human conscience and animal instinct. I sprinted through the night, my elongated limbs carrying me as the city beckoned me with its shadowy embrace. The scent of prey was irresistible, and I gave in to the ravenous hunger that consumed me. Bloodlust ruled my thoughts, and my world became a flurry of bloody terror as the moon's silver glow bore witness to my monstrous deeds. I ripped apart everyone who crossed my path. No life was safe. The next thing I knew, I was standing over a mangled homeless man, his lifeless eyes staring up at me in silent accusation. A river of crimson stained the ground beneath. His throat was missing. The euphoria of the kill was fleeting, replaced by a sickening realization of the monster I had become. As dawn crept in, the moon began its descent, and the ferocious creature that had gripped me slowly relinquished its hold.